What's up? Can we just take a second and appreciate the hair game going on today? I'm kind of feeling it. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Shout out to my hair person, Cheryl, on set, who is absolutely crushing it. And just love the Jimmy Neutron coif, you know? It's pub day. Isn't that crazy? It exists out in the world, and you can buy it in like a movie. Sorry, not a movie. You could buy it in a bookstore, or on Audible, or as an ebook. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, because obviously it's a very special moment for me. I see people signing off already. They're like, oh, I don't want to listen to Simu sell this book. I've already bought it. Fair enough, guys. If you already bought the book, please feel free to leave. Or don't, listen to me talk about how meaningful it is and all that. But yeah, you can go to grab it on Amazon, or you can order it online at your local bookstore. You can make a trip out to your local bookstore. All of that is within the realm of possibility. But yeah, this is really incredible. All right, let me so you get the front jacket, right? And you get the hardcover book underneath. 2 photo sections, so you can see not only photos from my life, but from my parents' lives. And I'll show you this gem right here. This is my parents' graduation, and then my graduation. Very cute. But yeah, this book is a story not only about me and my life and my dreams, but of theirs, which is, I think, why it's so meaningful to me, and why I've been so touched by all the reviews of the book so far. People have really, really connected with it, and I think it's because so many people like me who grow up in between different cultures, they struggle to navigate and make sense of the world, struggle to make sense of their relationship with their parents, with their children. Sometimes that can be really hard when you're separated by, culture gap, language gap. And so, yeah, I write about all these things in the book. I write about growing up. I also write about my parents growing up. And there have been some pretty incredible reviews, I gotta say. One reviewer said it was one of the best books he's ever written. I got other ones that are really, really just knockout, like rave reviews. We got a really, really positive one from Publishers Weekly, which is a massive, a big website for books and all things literature. And also from the Boston Globe and the Globe and Mail in Toronto, and hopefully more as time goes on. But yeah, super happy about this, and yeah, it's really exciting. I'll turn over and maybe check out some questions. Here we go. Read your favorite small part from it. Now that the book is actually out, I feel like I used to only read from the Otherwise, I'm gonna pick out. Oh, just give me 1 second, guys. Don't sign off yet. I'm gonna pick out. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Long time no see.
I know, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Are you in London right now?
I'm in London. Are you
We
back?
should. We should. I literally just flew back and went straight to set. What up?
I leave tomorrow for Toronto. I'm back. I'm back in 3 weeks.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll be around. Dude, it's so good to see you. We're
Good to
talking
see
to
you
like
too.
6,000 people right now.
I know. Hi, everybody. I haven't read your book yet. I'm waiting for my signed copy, and then I'm reading it.
I'm gonna sign this one for you right now, and then I'm gonna hand deliver it to you. All right.
You're the man. How was the Junos? It looked incredible.
It was a lot of fun. Hang on, I just ordered some Burger King. I just got here. So I'm on a crazy diet right now. It was a lot of fun. I got to present an award to Shawn Mendes. It was just the coolest. It was the coolest. Have you ever been?
No. But if I was in town, I would have been there.
Yeah.
I would have crashed your host for sure.
You would have crashed? Oh, I would have brought you right up on stage. Not a lot of people know this, but Robbie's a huge video game nerd. I'm calling him out and I'm exposing him right now. And I'm also challenging him to play. So Jason and I started playing Valorant. I don't know if you're into shooters and stuff, but
the only problem for me with Valorant is you can't use controller, and I'm a controller guy. So the mouse and keyboard thing is like, I'll give it a shot, but I'll suck for sure.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome with us anytime. Do you have anything to plug?
No,
right
man.
Now,
I'm just here for you.
I love you. I appreciate that. Well, I'll plug for you because Robbie's show Upload. All right, the second season is out on Amazon Prime, and they just got renewed for a third.
You're the man. You're the man.
Dude, super good seeing you again.
Good seeing you too. I'll see you when I'm back in London or in Toronto.
Yeah, for sure. We got to set it up.
All right, later, buddy.
All right, love you.
All right.
That's what happens when you hop on my IG lives, all right? You never know who will drop by. Like a real life superhero. Like Robbie Amell. Such a fantastic guy, by the way. We did a movie together in of all places in Hamilton, Ontario earlier in the wintertime, and it was just great getting to hang out with him every day. So I really, really appreciated that. I owe you a book reading. So we're going to read, the book is structured into 3 different acts, and I'll start reading from the beginning of Act 3, right after I get laid off from my job. All right? So here we go. This is chapter 17, Dark Night of the Soul, which, if you're familiar with screenwriting, is an actual term that we use to talk about the moment at the end of the second act when it seems like all is lost. The villain of the story is on the verge of conquering the world. The hero has been beaten down, he's been defeated, and it seems like all is lost. So somehow our heroes have to muster up the strength, figure something out, and go on. So this is chapter 17. We all have memories that have been seared so deeply into our brains that we feel them viscerally for years, even decades after they've happened. There are the good memories, like my first kiss in middle school. Francesca Crawford was the cutest girl in 7th grade, and my heart jumped with excitement when the bottle that I spun passed by all the other girls and landed squarely on her. She smiled an effortlessly cool smile, leaned in forward over the bottle, and gave me a gentle peck on the lips. I felt like I just grabbed a power line with my bare hands. And then there are the bad ones, like being locked outside my apartment by my parents at age 5 and never again being able to feel safe at home. I can remember still how hot my face felt the first time my father struck me after I talked back to him in an argument. I can still hear resentment and the vitriol behind my mother's voice as she cursed the day I was born, blaming me for ruining her life. Just an aside, we get into the kind of the bits of my relationship with my parents. Right now in this book, we're not in a good place, but we definitely get there after. I just want to make that clear. I love my parents. They're my best friends. All of these, however, paled in comparison to being laid off. I was utterly humiliated as I went to my cubicle to collect my things in plain view of the entire office. My cheeks flushed red with embarrassment as everyone continued working in dead silence, pretending not to notice what was happening. Nobody made an effort to console me or even offer a look of sympathy. Instead, they continued working, transfixed to their screens as if they would somehow suffer my fate if we made incidental eye contact. That night, I stood on the balcony of my 46th floor condo that I could no longer pay for, a tally of numbers running endlessly through my head. 250,000, a low-end estimate of the amount of money my parents had invested in my education to date, wasted on an ungrateful and unmotivated son. 410,000, the cost of the 1+10 bedroom apartment in downtown Toronto that I had bought with my parents. In reality, they had fronted the entire down payment. 500, the amount of money I had been sending my parents each month to help pay for the mortgage on our condo. It was stupidly little, an insignificant and largely symbolic contribution that could barely cover the maintenance fee. Now, I couldn't even pay it. 22, my age, usually a time of unlimited possibility for bright young adults entering the workforce. Definitely not the time to lose your job. And finally, 8, the number of months I had managed to last before being let go. 8 months for the nearly 2 decades spent in the classroom preparing for the real world. By the numbers, I was an abject failure, and a spectacularly expensive one at that. I could already imagine the look on my parents' faces, could already hear their words echoing in my head endlessly. Stupid, failure, waste. I had fought ardently against this voice before because I'd always believed in my heart of hearts that I would prove them wrong one day. But as I stared at the ground hundreds of feet below me that night, I finally believed them. To be perfectly clear, I didn't have one foot over the ledge or anything, but I did, however, wonder how quickly would I lose consciousness after I hit the pavement? Would I smash into a pulp instantly, or would I lie there in horrible pain for an eternity as I died slowly? What would people say about me at my funeral? I slept in late the next day, and upon realizing that I didn't have to go to work, felt an immediate weight lifted. Although guilt and shame of losing my job remained, I had been liberated from the chains that bound me to my former life I had come to loathe. At least I wouldn't have to go another day pretending I was someone else. I was free now to choose what to do with my days. As it turns out, what I wanted to do was act. Still fresh off my first onset experience, the memory of my time on Pacific Rim was all I could think about. Something inside me just felt compelled to find my way back onto a film set. By noon, I was back scouring the internet for gigs. All right, that seems like a pretty natural place to stop. Thanks for reading with me, and thank you to Yash for the question. Let's answer another one. I'm not going to answer this question or take my shirt off. I'm just going to put it there so that people get a little bit of traffic to this chat. Have I seen Multiverse of Madness? Yes, I saw it. I actually, this is 100% true. I'm not making it up at all. I went by myself in London because I was like in between 2 work days, but I knew that if I did not watch it that night, like all of my friends would have spoiled it. Like everyone would spoil it for me. So I got myself a single ticket to see it. Like, of course, it was a packed house, so I got a single ticket that was free somewhere in London, in like a Regent's, like a cinema in Regent's Park. And then I showed up. I went in like a full disguise. I showed up. I like kind of just like crouched in by myself. I curled up like a little armadillo and I watched the movie. And I liked it. I liked it. And then when I left, I was in the washroom and like I kind of took off my mask for 2 seconds and like one person looked over at me and was like, and I was like, and then I just walked out of there, out of his life forever. Anyway, all of that to say, I really, really enjoyed Multiverse of Madness. It's making like a gajillion trillion dollars at the box office, so I'm happy. I'm so incredibly happy for everyone involved. What else shall I answer? This is a really cool one from Priyanka. Wait, I'm gonna answer this question. I'm just gonna grab my Burger King real quick. How would you describe the process of framing and timing the events of the book in there? Like, how was it to remember stuff that you had been through? Yeah, that's a really great question. It was actually, I was initially pretty worried just because I wasn't sure how my recall was going to be. But the thing that I was really pleasantly surprised by was that once I started to like, well, first of all, I gathered everything that I could, um, all my report cards at home, old assignments, like photographs, anything that would like spark my memory. And then I also had a researcher working with me. His name is Adrian. He's amazing, who helped me collect some of my thoughts, put them into like a very loose kind of chapter structure. Um, and then, I found like the more I structured my thoughts and the more I delved into one part, the more I actually remembered. And then it was like as I was writing about things, new memories would unlock, and it was a really um, cool and fulfilling process to be able to do that. So yeah, was very, very happy about all of that. And the process of writing a book about your life is truly, it's like a really awesome, fulfilling one. But you don't need a book deal. You don't need to have to publish it if you want to do that for yourself, you know. I really truly like adamantly believe that everybody should know their story, in great detail. You don't have to write it for anybody else. You don't have to know it for anybody else. It's really cool to know where you came from and to know who your parents are, what your family's about, where your ancestors came from. Um, I saw a random comment that was like, "How tall are you?" I'm like just a hair under 6 foot. Sometimes I get really tempted to say I'm 6 foot, but then I just feel like I'm lying, and so I'll say 5'11", but then I'm like, well, maybe I'm like 5'11 and a half, but then no one believes you if you say you're 5'11 and a half. So anyway, I'm like a very, I'm a very unnoticeable height. It's like not tall, not short. I guess it borders on tall, but it's not by any means. No one would describe me as tall. Um, Unless you were a dwarf, a gnome, a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. But yeah. Next question. Any new movies soon? It's a really great one because I've been shooting movies for like nonstop for like the last 2 years. Um, and aside from Shang-Chi, none of them have come out. So I'll run through really quickly what I did and what I'm really looking forward to showing to the world. But I finished filming a movie last year called Arthur the King, um, in the Dominican Republic, which is all about adventure racing, which is this really cool sport where athletes basically um, they go to this like remote place in the world, and then They like navigate, they bike, they hike, they trek, they kayak, and they climb. And it's like an adventure that takes place over like 5 or 6 days. The course is like 500 miles. They average an hour or less of sleep every night. It's really like, they really push the human body to its limits. So I play one of those athletes. Really cool to share that with the world. Another movie that I wrapped up last year is called One True Loves, which is based on a Taylor Jenkins Reid novel, which I did with the incredible Philippa Sue, whom you may recognize from Hamilton, and Hamilton, the Broadway musical / just incredible work of art. And then earlier this year, I finished a film called Hello Stranger with Robbie Amell, who, if you've been on this live, he just dropped by a few minutes ago, which is very, very kind of him. But yeah, those are all the new movies that I've got coming up. So, hopefully they'll be out. And then I'm on set right now shooting a little tiny movie called Barbie. Not sure if anyone's heard of that, but no, I'm kidding. It's massive. It's gonna have a crazy cast, and I just think it's just gonna be such a fun time. It's coming out summer next year, so at least that one has a firm release date. But as for the other ones, I mean, they're all in limbo. I've wrapped them. They're in the can somewhere, being edited and chopped up, and then hopefully you'll be able to enjoy them soon. Okay, but what else is out there? Do I just organize this by likes? I have 250 likes on Will There Be a Shang-Chi 2? Will there be a Shang-Chi 2? I mean, what do you guys think? What you think we're gonna stop it? You think we're just gonna be like, one, great, they got one movie, guys, we can stop now. We're good. No, yeah, we're gonna have a Shang-Chi 2. Yeah, we're gonna make a sequel. I'm kidding. I don't mean to ridicule the question, but no, I think we announced a while ago. I think we announced a while ago that we were going to do a sequel. So I am just reconfirming what you already know, which is that we are doing a sequel. As for what it's about or who's going to be in it or anything, I have a zero. I have like negative idea of what it is. As in, I probably just have like wrong theories, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Thank you for the question. What did you order from Burger King? This is a really good question. I'm not sponsored by Burger King, just so you know. I ordered some chicken nuggets. Some onion rings. Just the visage of perfect health. Whopper, classic. Sweet chili sauce, of course. You gotta. I mean, what else are you gonna dip your chicken nuggets in? And then a Coke, 0 sugar. Asking the hard-hitting questions, guys. So thank you so much for that. All right, well, I'm gonna go eat this now, but one more time, where's my book? It's underneath on my Burger King. Let me just find it real quick. There. Okay. This is the one I have to give to Robbie, so it's okay if it's got like some pieces of chicken nugget on it. This is We Were Dreamers. It's out in bookstores, on Amazon, Kindle, Kobo, like the ebook readers. You can get it in an audiobook on Audible. It would make me really, really happy to be able to share this with you. And I think you could buy it in countries all around the world. So yes, please consider giving it a read or a listen. And yeah, I'm so immensely proud of this. Is easily the most vulnerable that I have ever been, perhaps that I ever will be. And yeah, it is a pleasure and a privilege to be able to share not only my life story, but the life stories of my family with you all. So yeah, check it out. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me talk about this on the publication day of the book. It's very meaningful for me. So appreciate it. All right, take care.